I was standing in the middle of a crowded Sunday market when I heard my 15-year-old daughter sobbing on the phone. This is a story about how a pious, church-going grandmother tried to destroy my life and how I used her own religion to erase her from the only community she ever cared about. I promise the gift I left for her on the church pews is something you'll want to save for your own revenge toolkit. But first, why were 6 elderly women cornering my child in public? My ex-husband was a cheater who died in an accident, leaving behind 2 affair babies and a massive mess. My ex-in-laws were obsessed with getting custody of my daughters, not out of love, but because they wanted a place to live. When I said no, they did the unthinkable. They sent their prayer group to harass my daughters at the local market, screaming that they were unchristian for not embracing their father's affair children. I stepped between those vultures and my kids, but the damage was done. My ex-MIL had posted a massive sob story on the church's private Facebook group. She claimed I was leaving them homeless and that the affair babies were actually from a surrogate because I was broken. She turned the entire congregation against us. But she forgot one thing. I was mid-divorce when her son died. I had the receipts. I had the photos. I had the texts where she called my daughters bastards just 2 days after their father's funeral. If you think she deserves what's coming, hit that subscribe button right now because the cleanup was about to get messy. The next morning, I didn't go to a lawyer. I went to a high-end print shop. I spent hours creating beautiful, professional binders. I made them look exactly like the church's hymn books. Inside, no songs, just high-definition photos of my ex-husband with his mistress in my living room. I included the texts from the in-laws supporting the cheating and the emails where they bullied my grieving children. I walked into that church before service and placed my special hymn books right on the back desk for everyone to grab. The explosion was glorious. By the time the opening prayer was over, the gossip mill had turned into a full-scale riot. The pastor had to intervene just to keep the Facebook comments PG-13. My ex-MIL, the woman who lived for her reputation, was suddenly the face of the biggest scandal in the church's history. They weren't just shamed, they were shunned. They had to leave the church entirely. My MIL posted one last rant about how no one cares for the elderly anymore. But the truth was out. I wasn't the bitter ex-wife. I was the woman who brought the light to her dark secrets. Now, they're alienated and alone, while my daughters and I finally have peace. Turns out, the truth doesn't just set you free, it clears the room. If you want to see an even more brutal revenge on a cheating spouse, click the video on the screen now.